Congratulations to all of you, and we were voting, so I didn't get a chance to hear from you personally. I apologize for that. I'm going to start with Mr. Urias. You urged the New Mexico Supreme Court to prohibit federal law enforcement agencies from enforcing immigration laws in and around the state courthouses. You have also argued against efforts by New Mexico state officials to prohibit foreign drug traffickers from getting driver's licenses. In 2017, you also commended Santa Fe's decision to pass sanctuary city legislation. These questions probably wouldn't be asked of you if you weren't going to be on the court and have to be an impartial judge. So given these positions, can you assure us that if confirmed, you will uphold federal law and serve in impartiality?
Thank you for the question, Senator. Absolutely. Whatever positions I took as an advocate were taken as an advocate on behalf of my clients, and I see the distinction. There could not be something more distinct than the role of between a judge and an advocate. And as a judge, my goal and what I would hopefully try to do throughout my career is to look at every case fairly, impartially, and diligently apply the law to the facts of every case.
Okay. You're also, again, for you, sir.
Yes.
You also criticize efforts by the New Mexico Taxation and Revenue Department to stop tax fraud by illegal immigrants. The government challenged thousands of tax returns between 2012 and 2014. This was part of an effort to combat illegal immigrants seeking tax refunds using fraudulent Social Security numbers. You suggested that the government's effort to audit tax returns and prevent fraud was, quote, an act of swindlers, not an act of legitimate state government, end of quote. So I'd like a kind of an explanation of why you described those efforts to protect taxpayers that way.
Thank you for that question as well, Senator. Actually, that case involved what we were asserting in that case on behalf of our clients. That was done also as a lawyer who was advocating on behalf of some state senators who were challenging that law, as well as some permanent legal residents who were caught up in this very broad law that was directed at not immigration or immigrants, but directed on people based on their national origin. And so the state court in that case rightfully applied strict scrutiny and struck that down almost immediately after that. I will say that we worked diligently with opposing side on the tax refund cases those are on the recertification program cases that you referenced. With regard to the tax refund cases, we also asserted claims on behalf of our clients, and that had to do with the fact that the federal government provides people who do not have Social Security numbers a way to file their taxes using I-10 numbers. And so in that case, what was occurring in New Mexico wasn't occurring anywhere else in the country and wasn't done by the IRS itself, and that was withholding tax refunds without a legal basis. So we asserted claims on their behalf. We thankfully were able to resolve that case with the state of New Mexico, and they corrected their ways and understood the way the federal law had been set up so that everyone who works in New Mexico and who pays taxes are eligible for a refund.
Okay. This will have to be my last question. So for the rest of you, you'll get questions for me in writing. Again, to you, sir, as a member of the legal panel, you advise ACLU on cases and litigation strategy. 2017, ACLU of New Mexico represented a woman who styled herself as, quote unquote, the high priestess of local Wiccan coven. In a lawsuit against the town of New Mexico, the lawsuit argued that private citizens had no right to erect a monument of 10 commandments in front of the city hall because the high priestess believed doing so would make her a second-class citizen. Do you still believe that private citizens have no right to raise money to display the 10 commandments if it would offend a witch?
Senator, I don't believe I'm familiar with that case. It probably, if I'm correct on what you are referring, is something that was brought before I was a member of the legal
Let me
panel.
make it easy for you. If
Sure.
you aren't familiar with it,
Yeah.
you can answer that question in writing.
Sounds good, Senator. Thank you.
I congratulate all of you.